Nanda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna everyone. So we are going to continue reading from Canto 7 of Srimad Bhagavatam. We have just started reading the chapter 14. Chapter 14 is where Narad Muni is telling Yudhishthir Maharaj the duties of an ideal grahas life, the dharma of an ideal grahastha. Earlier in the earlier chapters, he spoke about the brahmacharis, the vanaprasthas, then he spoke about the sannyasi. Now lastly, he's speaking about the grihast. So let's start with text 5. Today I was hearing the glories of Kartik, and Sanatana Goswami, one of the Goswamis, one of the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan. Sanatana Goswami says in the Puranas, it's mentioned that if one takes the study of Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam in this month of Kartik, then he doesn't need to take a birth again in the material world. Yeah. So glorious is the month of Kartik, and so glorious is to undertake the study of Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, because this month of Kartik is presided over by Srimati Radharani. And then she is very happy when one is trying to hear about Krishna or hear Krishna's instructions. So she bestows her mercy. Okay. Text 5. Yavad artham upasino
Yavad artham upasino
dehe gehe cha pandita
dehe gehe cha panditaha
virakto raktavat tatra
virakto raktavat tatra
nirloke naratam nyaset.
loke naratam raset.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. While working to earn his livelihood as much as necessary to maintain body and soul together, one who is actually learned should live in human society unattached to family affairs, although externally appearing very much attached. So here Narad Muni is saying how one should actually live in family life. Appear to be very attached, but should be remain unattached. Attachment only to Krishna. Attachment to hearing and chanting. But of course, duties have to be done. So externally doing all the duties that are necessary to be done. This is the picture of ideal family life. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked Ramananda Rai about the goal of life, Ramananda Rai described it in different ways, according to the recommendations of the revealed scriptures. And finally, Sri Ramananda Rai explained that one may stay in his own position, whether as a Brahman, a Shudra, a sannyasi, or whatever. But one must try to inquire about life's goal, athato Brahma Jigyasa. This is the proper utilization of the human form of life. When one misuses the gift of the human form by unnecessarily indulging in the animal propensities of eating, sleeping, mating, and defending, and does not try to get out of the clutches of Maya, which subjects one to repeated birth, death, old age, and disease, one is again punished by being forced to descend to the lower species and undergo evolution according to the laws of nature. So, what is the proper utilization of human life?
Devotional service.
Yeah, that's right, devotional service. And then, if we don't engage in devotional service, then Krishna says, well, you are not acting like a human being, so you don't need the body of a human being. Then according to karma, we may get an animal body, Prakrite kriyamanani gune karmani sarvashaha. Being completely under the grip of material nature, the living entity must evolve again from the lower species to the higher species until he at last returns to human life and gets the chance to be freed from the material clutches. So it's like a Ferris wheel. We get a human life so that we can engage in devotional service. If we don't, we miss the chance. Then again, we must go to the lower species. Then once we take an animal body, then it's completely, there's no choice then. Because animal body, how we can choose Krishna, right? We are completely under the modes of nature, depending on what body we are. Then as the evolution happens, gradually, 8,400,000, then again we come to human life. Again in human life, then we have a choice. What is the choice?
Devotional service, hearing and chanting.
Yeah, we get to chant. We get a choice if we want to hear and chant. We want to engage in devotional service. We get a choice. We want to choose Krishna or we want to choose Maya. Then, if we choose Krishna, then we can get liberation. If we choose Maya, again we are in this material world. So, a wise man, however, learns from the Shastras and Guru that we living entities are all eternal, but are put into troublesome conditions because of associating with different modes under the laws of material nature. He therefore concludes that in the human form of life, he should not endeavor for unnecessary necessities, but should live a very simple life, just maintaining body and soul together. Certainly, one requires some means of livelihood, and according to one's varna and ashram, this means of livelihood is prescribed in the Shastras. One should be satisfied with this. Therefore, instead of hankering for more and more money, a sincere devotee of the Lord tries to invent some ways to earn his livelihood. And when he does so, Krishna helps him. So the devotee, he lives, that's what Prabhupada would say, simple living, high thinking. A devotee, he keeps his life very simple. What he needs, he takes that much. Sure, money is needed because after all, one has to maintain himself in this material world. Some work has to be performed, but he keeps things simple. And when Krishna sees the sincerity of some devotee, then Krishna makes the arrangements. Krishna helps. This is the bonus of bhakti. This is the, what do you say, advantage of doing bhakti. Because in other processes of gyan or dhyan, one just has to depend on one's own very hard efforts. But in bhakti, one puts in the hard efforts, yes, one endeavors very strongly. But with that, he attracts Krishna's mercy. And then Krishna helps and easily brings one out of the material world, brings one to the spiritual world. So just like the story, of the little bird. Little bird wanted to dry out the ocean because the ocean took away her eggs. So one drop, she was taking out the water from the ocean. The ocean started laughing. He said, well, you can do what you're doing, but you are just wasting your time. But seeing her sincerity, it attracted Garuda's attention. He asked her, my dear sister, what happened? Why are you working so hard? She said, the ocean took away my eggs. So Garuda felt protective towards his little sister and told the ocean, you return back the eggs, otherwise I'll drink you up. And for Garuda, it's very easy to drink up the ocean. So the ocean returned the eggs. So protection of someone superior. So Krishna is our superior. We simply have to surrender to him. And Krishna helps when one surrenders. Of course, our surrender may be in layers or degrees, as we say, or in stages, you know. But to whatever stage we surrender, Krishna reciprocates. Ye yatamam prapadyante. Tams tatheva bhajami aham. So earning one's livelihood, therefore, is not a problem. The real problem is how to get free from the bondage of birth, death, and old age. Attaining this freedom and not inventing unnecessary necessities is the basic principle of Vedic civilization. One should be satisfied with whatever means of life comes automatically. The modern materialistic civilization is just the opposite of the ideal civilization. Now, 50 years back and 50 years now is even more worse. Now we are getting more and more. I want more and more things. Before, what things were even unheard of, now those things we can't live without. No, but anyway, whatever we have, we still try to engage whatever we have in Krishna's service. Every day, the so called leaders of modern society invent something contributing to a cumbersome way of life that implicates more and more, that implicates people more and more in the cycle of birth, death, old age, and disease. Any comments? Simple living, high thinking.
So this they are talking about, like, for us, the grahastas, the practical way, like how we are
Yeah,
making it more complicated, though it shouldn't be,
that's right.
because we bear the results, good
Yeah,
or bad. We will have to bear the results of good or bad. Only if we offer to Krishna, then the results are not to be bared, right?
yeah, that's right.
That
That's right.
okay.
If we offer to Krishna, then no reaction. Yeah,
Hmm.
get spiritual results, in fact, get spiritual benefit. Helps us get out of this material world. Yes.
Okay.
Gyataya pitarau putra
ध्यातयः पितरौ पुत्रा
pratara surido pare
भ्रातरप्सुहृदो परे
yad vadanti yad ichanti
यद्वदन्ति यदिच्छन्ति
chanu modeta nirmama.
चानुमोद निर्मनमा.
In fact, can you all ask the Sanskrit teacher when we read like this suhrido? Because somebody here, she's learning Sanskrit, and she told me when it is like this, the A shouldn't be pronounced. So should be pronounced surido pare. So
Actually, Hare
A should
Krishna,
not.
the
Yeah.
Guruji told us this. Uh,
Uh,
Prabhuji told us this, that it shouldn't be pronounced for the
yeah.
flow, because
Yeah.
when we come for A, then the flow is lost.
Yeah. That's
So
what
the A hasn't to be pronounced. It shouldn't be
hasn't, right?
pronounced.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
what,
yeah. We
right?
shouldn't pronounce. Yeah,
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 because this is what this lady also told me. She's studying Sanskrit and she said that you shouldn't pronounce the A. It's silent. So it's
yeah. It's silent.
surido
Yeah,
pare. So,
yeah. Suridho pare. Yeah,
mm,
yeah.
okay.
Absolutely, it is like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right. Thank you. An intelligent man in human society should make his own program of activities very simple. If there are suggestions from his friends, children, parents, brothers, or anyone else, he should externally agree, saying, yes, that is all right. But internally, he should be determined not to create a cumbersome life in which the purpose of life will not be fulfilled. So, outwardly means outwardly one should say yes, 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 yes. But inside, that determination has to be there. What happens is we may say outwardly yes, yes, but also internally we may be like quite weak and say, all right, whatever. But internally should be determined to keep things simple. So just so that not to create too much disturbance in the family or in the society, among friends. So outwardly we should agree, yes, what you're saying is okay, good. But for one's own self, one should be determined to keep life as simple as possible. Okay. What do you all think about that?
So true.
True.
So true.
Is it easy?
It has gotten easier.
Has gotten easier.
Yes.
Okay,
So
that's
true.
good.
Yeah.
Not that easy actually, but
No,
anyway,
no. In
you
fact, like
know,
what you said before, 50 years ago and 50 years now, the modern world is crazier. Like we have been hearing about so much of distrust. You can't trust anyone, so much disinformation, so much of fakeness, everywhere. And then how to live by still, and then it's like, all right, it's okay. I know the purpose of my life. I'm going to walk this way. And if I hear Krishna, I am going to be there. If I don't hear Krishna, I know it's not my path. I'm walking off. So
yeah,
that really helps me, to decide what I have to do. Yeah. So
very good.
yeah.
Good. Okay. Then we are,
Hare Krishna.
yes, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, like, the simple living, yes, that's true also. But like how 50 years back, the standard of living, the cost of living is different from what it is now. Like,
So
now
true.
you have to really work so hard to earn. Like when we see our husband, like my husband, working so hard just to, and then at the end, like how? Like you have to work hard. I mean, it's not
So true.
easy. Like now
Yeah,
you
so
find
true.
even the spouse, like both have to work to
Yeah,
get the needs, to make needs and right.
very true. Really, really, very true. We are making things more and more complicated for ourselves, society at a large, if we see the whole society. And you rightfully said that we have to work even much more harder just to keep up, you
Keep up
know.
with it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so true, really not
Hare
easy.
Krishna, Shilpaji.
Hare
So what
Krishna.
they're trying to say here is that
Mm,
the life purpose of life will not be fulfilled. So that means that our purpose is will be lost in the materialistic things if we keep it quite if we don't keep it simple, right? That's what they are
yeah.
trying to
So they are
point
saying,
out here.
yeah, what they are saying, you take what you need for maintenance, you
Hmm,
you
hmm,
take that much,
hmm,
you know. So don't overcomplicate things.
hmm,
Yeah, take
got your point.
whatever because we have to maintain ourselves. Can't not maintain, right?
Hmm,
Have to
hmm,
maintain ourselves.
hmm,
And then, but keep that desire, keep that focus that I need to engage in devotional service. Keep
So
Krishna in
that
the
should be our
center.
purpose. Keep Krishna in the center. That should be
Yeah,
in the back of our mind always,
yeah. Keep Krishna
while
in the
doing our
center.
duties or while doing everything, while conversating, while doing anything in our life, right?
Yeah,
A day-to-day routine or anything. But that
yeah,
should be the center of our life. Krishna should be the center of our life.
yeah, that's right. And then
Hmm.
there may be some other suggestion by others, as it said, that, our parents or brothers or sisters or friends will give so many, everyone has own suggestion,
Hmm.
right?
Yes, yes, yes,
Somebody will say, do
absolutely.
this, do that. So we don't
Hmm.
need to argue with anyone, discuss. Externally,
Hmm.
yes, agree, whatever. But internally, be determined.
Okay,
Yeah.
got your point. Yeah.
Mhm. Okay.
And I think what everybody's saying, life was like that always. At that time, earning 100 rupees was difficult, and today earning 1000 is difficult. It is just that the things have changed. Even at that time, like people used to say, but if people had a lakh rupee, he was considered a really rich person. And today, if you have a 10 lakh, then I mean, it's just the time has changed, but the situations have been the same throughout. It was just that the people were little, nicer. Like, they had simple things because the gadgets were not there.
Yeah, but
You
there
know,
was, actually, if you see,
there
there
was.
was more satisfaction before. There
Yes,
There
yes,
was
yes,
was.
absolutely.
satisfaction.
No, what I'm trying is that about the money, what we say that we are endeavoring more, but they also had to endeavor more because at that time 100 rupees had a value.
Yeah, but at that time,
Like a
you didn't
100.
need 100 rupees.
But
you
you
know.
needed Shilpa ji. Like if you had to buy something, like
I mean,
maybe
what
I'm
I'm
wrong.
trying to say, no, it's
So then
true.
maybe
What
I'm
I'm
missing the point. Then
See,
maybe
the
I'm missing
point
what
is,
the point.
before, with a
Hmm.
little endeavor, you could have a decent
Hmm.
life. That's the
Hmm.
point. Now, if you want to have a decent life, you have to put much
Hmm.
more endeavor.
The
Hmm.
That
living, the
is the
cost of living
point.
has gone up
Yeah.
like crazy. So, like, now it's very difficult
For
many times,
example,
like
education.
other countries. Yeah,
Hmm.
Yeah, just speak about
education.
education, for example.
Hmm.
Now
Yes,
everybody
Hmm.
wants to get education, right? So
Hmm.
now,
yes.
when we went to school, what was the cost of education and what is the cost of education now, for example?
Yeah, yes.
Hmm.
It was
Like
free for
this.
us.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
now,
Even I
yeah,
studied for free also. I went to government
Yeah.
school.
In Malaysia, same. It's, government
no,
school free
maybe
education.
I don't know, but like even at that time, like I myself studied in the convent and it was not much. But what the problem today is that we have gone greedy because we want our children to be in the IB schools. It is not only about Taiwan, it's about India also. There are good schools, there are nice schools of convent schools which are still very, very reasonable in Jaipur. I'm talking about particularly Jaipur, but people have got greedy that we want our kids to be there in the ivy, we don't want them to miss. So I think that we have gone greedier, and we have gone like our satisfaction levels might have differed because it is all still there. It is exactly the same way. The Sophia school still is a convent. Its money has not, its fees has not risen. Like जैसे हम बोल रहे हैं ना कि इतना डिफरेंस आ गया है कि जमीन और आसमान, ऐसा नहीं है. अगर वो पहले 2,000 था तो अभी सिर्फ 3,000 या 4,000 होगा. आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट व्हाट आई नो एज अ कॉन्वेंट स्कूल. बट आईबी में अगर हमें डालना है, देन
Hare
आईबी इज
Krishna.
हाई शूट. सो थिंग्स हैव जस्ट गॉन different in, like if we want, we still have, like आज भी रोटी और सब्जी. I know the money has gone, लेकिन वो भी एक simple. आज gadgets इतने आ गए हैं. पहले we didn't needed, we were just happy with the VCR. Today I also need a PS3, PS4, KTV. Every single month a new gadget is coming out. Laptop चाहिए पर्सनल, खुद का, हर किसी को अपना एक एक. पहले फैमिली में एक कंप्यूटर होता था. आई रिमेम्बर माय फादर वर द फर्स्ट कंप्यूटर. So whole family used to share it. So I think that we have gone, the time has changed, no doubt, you are absolutely right, but we have also gone greedier and greedier and
Yes,
greedier.
yes, exactly. That's why we are saying society as a whole. When we are saying
Yeah,
society as a whole, we are included in it.
yeah, so we have
You
gone
know?
more greedier, right? The
Yes,
things can
society
still
as
be
a
very
whole.
simple,
Yeah.
but we are
And
greedier.
because the
But you
standards
see,
have increased.
sorry, yeah.
The
But you see,
standards
before
have
women
increased.
used to not work. It was
Yeah.
only one bread earner, the family. But look at the situation now. It's
Yeah.
so, everything is so expensive. Everything, like, both have to work to get, the
Yeah,
So
I
family.
true.
agree,
Thing.
Sneha ji.
So,
It is very, very expensive, but then I need my Gucci bag. I need my Parada bag. I never needed then. That's why I have to work.
but if you see in Bombay, the women, they don't have all this thing. But see how they are working, like,
No, no, no,
in
you're wrong
the
that they don't
morning,
have. They
they
want
go.
they want a bag. I don't know which you are talking, but they want a bag. They want a Audi. We were happy in Maruti, Suzuki, just one car in whole family. Now wife
No,
wants a
but see
separate.
how they travel with the train, the local train. When I hear stories like this, it's so sad. Like, everyone has to work so hard. They have to slog
I
Yeah.
agree. We have to because we want more.
more.
Yes,
Yeah. So that's something
we
I
are
feel I'm
greedy.
so thankful. Like, look at that. Like,
Mm,
we don't have to work here. I mean, I'm not working and I'm like, everything is being provided. But when you,
mm.
certain, like how the,
But you have mummy, right? You have responsibilities, Sneha. So it's okay, right?
no, no,
Yeah,
that's,
that's what
I'm
I
okay
think.
Yeah.
with it. I
Yeah.
mean, like, I'm
So
very
I
thankful.
think Hare Krishna, so I was like, I interpreted it this way. They are saying any activity, like for example, Shilpa, you just said for education. I would just say that, even now the education has got to the level that's so worst. Little kids in grade 1, 2, 3, and 4, they are getting so much pressure, they are giving up.
Oh, really?
They're giving up. So much peer pressure. Yes. Yes,
Oh,
now in American school, we have been hearing stories in European school,
Yeah,
everywhere,
that
in
someone
Japan,
has committed suicide.
Yes, yes, they're
oh
giving
my
up peer
God,
pressure.
really?
So
Yeah,
exactly
one
what
standard,
Narad Muni was
standard one.
saying, that we should
No,
not
no, this
be,
was, I think,
creating
grade
cumbersome
6.
life. We should be into the purpose of the life which should be
Purpose.
fulfilled. Just be
Yeah,
in the activity, what needs to be satisfied with what we are determined to do. Just
yeah,
be into that and just say, yes, that's all right. Don't discuss too much.
yeah, yeah.
So
That's
just
what
don't
it is.
create
Mm.
so much complication. That's what I interpreted.
It's right what
Try
you
to stay away from all that. When you realize it's rubbish, just stay away from that. It's
Yeah,
just going to disturb
How
you.
I remember, Shilpaji, we read before that no arguments,
yeah. That's what same
right?
is being said
That's what
here.
the same
Yeah,
same is
same
being
is being
said here,
said
that
that
no
don't get into
arguments.
arguments.
Arguments, yeah.
Yeah, don't get into arguments, but do what you
Mm.
have to do,
Do
basically.
what you have to. Yes.
Continue with your hearing and chanting.
Yeah. Don't get into
Yeah,
arguments. I agree.
yeah,
That's what the main
yeah,
point is here.
yeah.
Yeah.
And continue hearing and chanting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey,
Thank you.
thank you. Okay, Divyam Bhaumam Chantariksham
Divyam
Divyam
bhavamam
Bhawam
chantariksham
Chantariksham
Vittam Achyuta Nirmitam
vittam
Vittam
achyuta nirmitam
Nirmitam
Tatsarvam Upayunjana
tatsarvam
Tatsarvam
upayunjana
Upayujana
Etat Kuryat Swato Buddha.
Etat
etat kuryat
Kuryat
satvato
Buddha.
buddhah.
The natural products created by the Supreme Personality of Godhead should be utilized to maintain the bodies and souls of all living entities. The necessities of life are of three types: those produced from the sky, from rainfall, from the earth, from the mines, the seas, or the fields, and from the atmosphere, that which is obtained suddenly and unexpectedly. We living entities in different forms are all children of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. As confirmed by the Lord in Bhagavad Gita 14.4, Sarva Yonishu Kaunteya Murtaya Sambhavantiya Tasam Brahma Mahadyonir Aham Bija Pradapita. It should be understood that all species of life, O son of Kunti, are made possible by birth in this material nature, and that I am the seed-giving Father. So seed-giving Father is Krishna. We all exist because of Krishna. Is the cause of all causes. The Supreme Lord Krishna is the father of all living entities in different species and forms. One who is intelligent can see that all living entities in the 8,400,000 bodily forms are part of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and are His sons. Everything within the material and spiritual worlds is the property of the Supreme Lord. Ishavasyam idam sarvam. And therefore, everything has a relationship with Him. So, this is what we need to understand. Because we may say, oh, well, the material world, I shouldn't care about the material world because it's temporary, it's an illusion, it's all Maya. So, I don't want to care about the material world. But we have to understand Krishna's relationship with the material world. That's what we are experiencing the whole day. Our experience right now is it's material experience. So we can understand that everything material is also created by Krishna. So it has a relationship with Krishna. Then it'll be easier for us to understand the spiritual world. Okay. So Srila Rupa Goswami says that in this regard, prapanchikataya buddhya hari sambandhi vastuna mumukshubhi parityago vairagyam falgo kathyate. One who rejects anything without knowledge of its relationship to Krishna is incomplete in his renunciation. Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu 1-256. So although Mayavadi philosophers say that the material creation is false, actually it is not false, it is factual. But the idea that everything belongs to human society is false. Everything belongs to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, for everything is created by Him. So this earth, whole earth belongs to Krishna because it's created by him. Everything inside the earth belongs to Krishna because it's created by him. The earth, water, air, fire, ether is created by him. Mind, intelligence, false ego, also created by him. False ego also created by him. We, the living entities, also created by him. We are his part and parcel. Everything belongs to him. So if we can understand this, then we will not have false renunciation. Falgu Vairagya. Falgu Vairagya means false renunciation. Rather, the correct renunciation is to understand that everything belongs to Krishna and to engage everything in Krishna's service. Then that is real renunciation. So all living entities, being the Lord's sons, his eternal parts and parcels, have the right to use their father's property by nature's arrangement. As stated in the Upanishads, Tena Tyaktena Bhunjita Magrada Kasyasvidhanam. Everyone should be satisfied with the things allotted him by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. No one should encroach upon another's rights or property. So we are here in this material world. We need things for maintenance. So we have to understand that Krishna is maintaining us. He's providing everything for our maintaining. But we have to be satisfied. What is missing nowadays, we were speaking so much, is that we have more and more things, but then the satisfaction has gotten less and lesser. Because we are forgetting that everything is actually provided by Krishna. And everyone has an equal right to Krishna's property because we are all his children. In Bhagavad Gita, it is said, Anad bhavanti bhutani parjanayad anasambhava yagyad bhavati parijanyo yagya karma samudbhava. All living bodies subsist on food grains which are produced from rains. Rains are produced by performance of yagya, sacrifice, and yagya is born of prescribed duties. Bhagavad Gita 3.14. When food grains are sufficiently produced, both animals and human beings can be nourished without difficulty for their maintenance. This is nature's arrangement. So Prakriti Kriyamanani Gune Karmani Sarvashaha. Everyone is acting under the influence of material nature. And only fools think they can improve upon what God has created. So the idea is that we need to be satisfied with what we are getting. Accept Krishna's will is it's Krishna's will. Have what we need, we take what is needed for our maintenance, we take that and be satisfied with it. The householders are specifically responsible for seeing that the laws of the Supreme Personality of Godhead are maintained without fighting between men, communities, societies, or nations. Human society should properly utilize the gifts of God, especially the food grains that grow because of rain falling from the sky. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, Yagyat Bhavati Parjanya. So that rainfall will be regulated, humanity should perform yagyas, sacrifices. Yagyas were previously performed with offerings of oblations of ghee and food grains. But in this age, of course, this is no longer possible, for the production of ghee and food grains has diminished because of the sinful life of human society, isn't it? I mean, now the ghee in the market is also contaminated, right? That's what we are hearing. So there's not enough pure ghee, not enough food grains. So, but we have to do sacrifice to get proper rainfall. So, however, people should take to Krishna consciousness and chant the Hare Krishna mantra as recommended in the Shastras. Yagya Sankirtana Praya Yajanti hi Sumedasa. If people throughout the world take to the Krishna consciousness movement and chant the easy sound vibration of the transcendental name and fame of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, there will be no scarcity of rainfall. Consequently, food grains, fruits, and flowers will be properly produced, and all the necessities of life will be easily obtained. So it is our responsibility. We may say, well, society at a large is not doing. That's okay, but at least we can do our part. Let me hear and chant. let me contribute this to society. You know, grihasthas or householders should take the responsibility for organizing such natural production. It is therefore said, tasyeva heto prayateta kovida. An intelligent person should try to spread Krishna consciousness through the chanting of the holy name of the Lord, and all the necessities of life will automatically follow. So actually, how to solve the economic problem is to become Krishna conscious and to give Krishna consciousness to others. And that is the real solution to all the economic problems. Yeah. As we heard, Prahlad Maharaj was saying, there's no material solution to our material problems. There's only spiritual solution. Take to devotional service. That is what is needed. Then society at a large can become satisfied, can become peaceful. So we need to hear and chant, and as much as we can, spread this hearing and chanting. Is that okay?
Yes.
Yes. I
Comments?
remember
Yeah.
in a very easy way, I told Bhavna ji once that why there is so much rain in Taiwan, because you're doing Sankirtan every Sunday. And Saturday, she started laughing. She said, "Neha, what are you?" I said, "Yeah, see, now you've started doing on Sundays also outside temple in the garden, so there is so much rain." And she
Very
was
nice.
laughing. I said, "See, this is the pratyaksh ko pramand kya." Like I told her, she was laughing. That
Nice.
listen.
That's nice.
So I just remembered that like how the Sankirtan Yagya you have said, that how valuable it is, how important it is. Yes, this is causing all the rain in Taiwan.
Jai. And be careful
Yeah.
tomorrow, typhoon, right?
Today
Today.
also it started.
Today.
Yeah,
It's a rain
today it
quantity
started.
today.
Sorry?
Today it's declared
Yeah,
holiday
today.
today.
Sorry
Yeah,
because
it
of time
started
difference, I'm
today.
saying tomorrow. Yeah,
Yeah,
today. Please take care, all of you.
yeah,
We'll end
Yeah.
on that note.
yeah.
Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada
Jai,
ki jai, Gaur Bhakta
jai.
Vrinda ki jai. Thank you so much